This year's 2024 Hanahan High School Prom found itself on the campus of Trident Tech. Our student body danced the night away while enjoying food, drinks, and fun. Welcome back to the worldwide leader of all things Hanahan. I'm Molly Ducker. It's Friday, May 3rd, and you're watching Hawk's Eye View. This week we are on location at Trident Tech for the HEV Prom Special, covering Hanahan's biggest event of the year. We will have a full recap coming up in a bit, as hundreds of Hawks dance the night away at our annual proms. But first, prom wasn't the only thing happening this week. It just so happened to be the biggest. So let's send it over to Hannah Grace in the HEV studio to fill you in on everything you need to know. Hannah?
Thanks, Molly. While prom is the biggest event for this week, it's just the start to a very busy end of the year for you seniors. There's a lot of dates for y'all to remember, so we sent out our HEV news team to get y'all set for the lead up to graduation.
Thanks, Hannah. If you're a senior interested in having a reflection speech at graduation, you need to submit a 1 to 2 minute long video to Dr. Bellinger by May 8th. Here is Ella with more.
Thanks, Kayvon. The next important date you seniors need to know is the senior sunset. On May 10th, all 12th graders are invited to the football field to watch the sunset at 7:30 p.m. I hope to see you all there. Now let's send it over to Sydney with everything you need to know about the elementary grad walk.
Thanks, Ella. This year's grad walk will be held on May 17th at 9 a.m. And make sure to wear your cap and gown while you visit Howe Hall Ames or Hanahan Elementary School. And don't forget to RSVP by May 15th by emailing Miss Hardwick. And if you do need her email, make sure to check out the Hawk's Eye View Instagram page. Now let's send it over to Connor for more.
Thanks, Sydney. Seniors, you have 3 really big things happening in one day. Senior class pictures, breakfast, and checkout on May 20th right here on the Hill. This will also be your last day as a student on campus. Lucky. Now let's send it over to Sophia to talk about senior awards and grad practice.
Seniors, are you ready to celebrate? Senior awards will be May 23rd in the auditorium at 6 p.m. And for preparation for the big day when you walk across the stage, graduation practice will be in the auditorium on May 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm Sophia Bennett. Now back to Hannah Grace in the studio.
Thanks, Sophia. And here's one last thing for you seniors. Next week, a post-secondary plan survey will open in Power School for you seniors to tell us all about the scholarships you've received. Make sure you log into Power School and fill out the survey with all your information. After you seniors take the survey, you might need a snack. For more on that, here's to Habiba Muhammad on more for our entrepreneurship class's newest business venture.
For more than 5 years, Ms. Goitos' entrepreneurship class has been running different businesses each year in our school, and this year is no different. This gives students the opportunity to learn about starting their own business in the future.
This year's business will be selling international snacks like Hispanic snacks, Mediterranean snacks, and Asian snacks.
We'll be selling outside the cafeteria May 6th through the 10th.
As well as international snacks, we will have ice creams, and we will also have, American, more normal snacks that you guys are used to.
So make sure to stop by their table. I'm Habiba Muhammad for Hawk's Eye View. Now back to you, Hannah, in the studio.
Thanks, Habiba. Speaking of classes, the AP exams are coming up fast. Here's a rundown of the exam schedule for the next 2 weeks. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week, AP Chemistry, AP Human Geography, AP Literature, and AP US History all have their exams. Then on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the following week, AP Calculus, AP Computer Science, and AP Biology have their exams. The EOCs are also right around the corner. To get you ready for the big test, Hanahan High is hosting an EOC boot camp for the next 2 Saturdays. This Saturday, May 4th, and next Saturday, May 11th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., boot camps will be held here on campus to get you ready for your EOCs for Algebra 1, Biology, US History, and English 2. So if you want a crash course or some tutoring to make sure you pass your EOC, make sure you come out to the EOC boot camp the next 2 Saturdays. Please see your EOC course teacher if you have any questions. It's playoff time here in Hanahan, so let's move from the classroom to the field and send it over to Veda Berry in the HEV Sports Center to give us a rundown on all things Hawk sports.
Thanks, Hannah. This is the first week of spring playoffs and lots of our teams got home games, including softball. Our girls had their first playoff game of the season on Wednesday against Georgetown. Ashlyn Harrison with a drive to right center field. The sacrifice brings home Camden Lawson to make it 2-1 in the third. Our girls finished the game with a final score of 7-3, taking their first win of playoffs and moving to the second round. Our baseball team also had their first playoff game at home this week against the Ainer Blue Jackets. Our boys have their heart set on a ring this season and are starting off strong. Here's Sterling Coaxum with the triple down the right field line and scores 1 to make it 3-0 in the second. In another winning play, Jacob Bunning drives the ball deep off the wall and scores 2, making it 8-3. The boys hold fast and end the game with a final score of 12-7 to advance further into the playoffs. Before we move on to our other playoff games, we had a very important day for some athletes as they signed to commit to play at the collegiate level. One of our favorite basketball players, Jayla Hughes, signed to play ball at Spartanburg Methodist. Madison Risher signed to play soccer at Columbia College. Hunter Owens is also playing soccer for the next 4 years at Gardner-Webb University. And finally, Chase Kepner will be back on the pitch at Coker. Congratulations to making it to the next level. Moving on to the pitch, our boys soccer team also had their first playoff game earlier this week. Darling Diaz attempts to play a through ball and gets blocked, but hits his own rebound for a lucky goal. Here's Darling again as he takes the corner kick and serves the ball in the box for Will Forbes to finish the play. That puts the Hawks up 3-0 for the win, and they moved on to the second round of playoffs on Wednesday against the Swansea Tigers and took another W, 4-0. On the girls' side of things, they had to travel all the way to Loris to start up playoffs. It was definitely worth the drive since our girls swept the field with Loris, winning 4-0 and move on to round 2. Our golf team is really getting into the swing of things with their region tournament earlier this week at Sanctuary Golf Club. Our boys placed third with a final score of 336, with Connor Requiden and Jackson Wilbur tying for the lowest score of 80. Now that we're all up to date, let's take a look at what events we have coming up. Track will have their region meet at Philip Simmons this Saturday to determine who will become region champs. And just a reminder, if you're planning on trying out for the cheer team, tryouts will be held here at the high school May 7th through 10th. You can pick up a cheer packet in Coach Samonte's office. If you're a guy who's interested in playing boys volleyball in the fall, it's now open season and conditioning has started. Training sessions will be held in the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening. Girls volleyball training has also started. If you're interested in participating, contact Coach Lanham for the schedule. Lastly, if you're planning on going to any spring trainings or tryouts, then make sure to fill out all required forms in Planet High School before you do so. And finally, if you haven't heard, Hawk Athletics is moving. So don't forget to stay up to date with all our Hawk sports. Plus, you can get all your tickets and stats now at bcsdschools.net under Hawk Athletics. And you can find all playoff brackets at the South Carolina High School League website. That's all the sports for this week. Now, back to Hannah Grace in the studio.
Thanks, Veda. If you don't have any plans this weekend and are looking for something to do, come out and support the arts here at Hanahan. If you want a strong way to start off your weekend, pay the Theater 3-4 class a visit in the auditorium tonight at 7 p.m. for their production of Finding Corey Taylor by Tracy Wells. It is their last production of the year and admission is free of charge. Also this weekend, the North Charleston Arts Festival is taking place through May 5th at the Convention Center. 27 very talented Hawk students have their pieces on display, and the entire Hanahan Art Department would love for you to go show your support. Finally, we want to give a huge congratulations to our Hanahan High School Jazz Band. Recently, they were awarded a superior rating at the BCSD Jazz Performance Assessment. Great job, Hawks. Now this one's for you juniors. If you are interested in planning next year's prom, make sure to scan the QR codes around the school or talk to Miss Dymar in room 120. See if you can top the great time everyone had at this year's prom. Speaking of this year's prom, let's send it back over to Molly on the dance floor for a full prom recap. Molly?
Thanks, Hannah. The dance floor is definitely jumping, and the 2024 prom will definitely not be forgotten. The theme for the big night was Under the Neon Lights, and Hanahan definitely showed up dressed to impress. Roughly 300 Hawks hit the dance floor to enjoy one of the biggest dates on our calendar, and it was obvious everyone had a great time. But the night wasn't just about the party. There was also a crowning that had to be done for Hanahan's newest prom king and queen. To cap off their senior year, Derek McCray and Ashton Adams were named the 2024 prom king and queen.
I was really surprised and really excited at the same time because I didn't think I was going to win, but I did.
It means that I can be somebody who represents our school in a good way.
We've only given you a taste of this eventful evening though. HEB's own Andrew Oblero was out on the dance floor to get the rest of the story from the 2024 Hanahan prom. So without further ado, here's the latest edition of Andy and Andy.
Thanks, Molly. I know you guys missed me. I'm here at prom having a blast, and I want to know what you guys think is the biggest red flag in guys and girls. So without further ado, let's go. What is a girl's biggest red flag? Being ugly! Still talking to her ex. Don't mess with it if she's talking to her ex. Having a guy best friend. Having a guy best friend? Yep. Yo, low-key, I agree. I want to know, what is Fridays? The greatest organization in Hanahan. I want to know, what's the girl's biggest red flag? Soldier Boy, Benny Ho! Manny Robbie Rob! What's the guy's biggest red flag?
If he gets with everybody he looks at.
Think of Jake. What is his biggest red flag? Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
No.
I heard it's an undercover organization planning to take over the high school. Exactly what it is. They're after your job, Mr. Gowers. That was me. A girl's biggest red flag.
Her single best friends.
I want to know what's a guy's biggest red flag. Why is that?
Cause they put like bad stuff in their mind, so it ruins their relationship, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, when they like their mom too much. Like, that's weird. Be your own person, don't be around your mom too much.
If they're really boring. Boring? No, like I like it when they're boring. Not when they spit popcorn in your face.
Okay.
I was starting to choke on that.
Oh, I love that. Do it again.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Andy and Andy. A girl's biggest red flag if they're not watching the best high school newscast in the Southeast. Hawks Eye View. I'm Andrew Oblero. Now let's send it back over to Molly in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, that's all we have for you in this special prom edition of Hawks Eye View. As always, thank you to our hardworking HEB News team. But for now, I think it's time for us all to hit the dance floor. So from all of us here at Hawks Eye View, I'm Molly Ducker, and we hope you have an amazing week in Hanahan.